Dear Lord, you turn water into wine, so surely you understand how things get loose on this podcast. We thank you for the journey that brought us here, especially those guests who showed up without a shirt, a plan, or even a clue. Bless our words that they be entertaining, not incriminating. and if we say too much, let the editing be strong. In your holy name, amen.
This episode of the Sunset Coast podcast is brought to you by Sunset Coast Roleplay, where the sun sets and the stories rise. Join the community today. The Discord link is in the description.
Ladies and gentlemen, church folk and street folk, today we got a man who don't just beat cases, he erases them. He's the reason Timmy ain't in jail right now and the reason half the city owes legal fees. Put your hands together for the man with the briefcase and the backbone, Mark Lambino. Cue my damn music.
On the Sunset Coast, yeah, you never know who's gonna drop in or where we might go. Turn the dial up, lean back and toast. It's Mr. King on the mic from the Sunset Coast.
Lord, thank you for blessing us with this guest today, a man who's seen a courtroom in the spotlight and probably enough crime to make a Netflix series. May this episode be honest, entertaining, and not used as evidence in future cases. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for coming, Mark Lambino. How are you, man?
Doing well, Mr. King. How are you?
You were doing well myself, I may add. Now, let's get right into it, Mark. What made you want to be a lawyer instead of, say, one of the mob bosses, or are those the same thing where you come from?
Just careful with titles here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right.
Mob, I never even heard of
saying, what makes you want to be the lawyer instead of a mob boss? You could be anything you want.
You can, and I probably could make a good mob boss. I'm not gonna lie, but the law business is a little more lucrative, and to be honest, I just like helping people out who have been the victim of some injustice.
Yeah, a lot of injustice. Okay. And you've seen the injustices or something like that,
Firsthand,
right?
yes, sir.
Seen them firsthand. Yeah.
All sides,
yeah.
From the police, from the crime side, the civil side, you name it.
That's good, because I tell you what, one time, actually I can't talk about that one. Anyway, next question. How do you keep your cool defending people when you know that they did it?
To me, it doesn't matter that they did it. It makes no difference if they did it or not. What makes the difference is are they defendable? Are their actions defendable? And most of the time, that answer is yes.
Defendable. That's a word. It's defendable. Put that in the dictionary.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, probably just spell that one. What's the wildest case you ever had? Can you talk about it legally? I guess. That's
no, sir. No, sir. No.
Let me stop it right there, because let me tell you something.
You know better.
Because let me tell you something, Mark. Back in 1987, I got caught with 4 ties, 3 unpaid tickets, and a raccoon in the trunk. The officer said, "Mr. King, what in the God's name is this?" I said, "A sermon, officer. It's a sermon. A sermon waiting to happen." That raccoon testified for me that day. That's the spirit. That's what you call the spirit. Point is, sometimes
you had a raccoon.
Sometimes it ain't about whether you did it. It's about who you got standing next to you in court. And that, my brother, is why you are here today. Go on, Mark.
Well, as my good buddy Denzel Washington once said, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Good brother right there. You ever regret defending someone who turned out way worse than you thought?
It's not really my job to put them on the right path. You know, they make those
Mhm.
choices as you preach. You know, everybody makes choices in life.
Whoa, hold up now. I gotta cut this off and tell you about the one place that'll keep you saved and sane. Old Baptist Church. That's right. The church that prays on Sunday and podcasts on Saturday. Whether you're backsliding, siding, or just siding on bad decisions, Old Path got a seat for you. Come by, hear the word, and get a plate. Service starts at 11, but grace starts when you walk in the door. Tell them Mr. King sent you. Amen. And make sure you put something in the offer plate.
I apologize. Just had to get that tidbit in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
As I was saying, it's not my job to put them on the right path. I am not a deliverer of justice. You know, as we know, that comes from the Lord, right?
Absolutely.
Amen. Praise be He.
Happy.
Yes. All my role is, you know, I'm just a small piece of the puzzle. So, um, I don't put them on the right path, but if I can kind of push them in the right direction, that's good enough for me. What they do with it is their choice. You know, I don't have any bearing over that. You know, I'm just there for a small piece of their life.
Nah, your son Timmy was recently on this show. He peed on the cop car and
Uh,
everything. It was all over the
uh,
internet. I had to
I'm
get my
sorry.
assistant to like show me how to use it. He said it was on the views, as he got a lot of views. How do you handle that kind of PR disaster? It's both like a dad and kind of a lawyer, right?
Well, you know, I try to distance myself from that. You know,
Mhm.
you can't. I hate to use a double negative, but you can't not love your own kids, right?
Right.
So I still love them, but I do distance myself from him, and
Uh-huh.
my law firm actually refuses to represent him in any of his legal issues. So
God damn.
we try. I know, and some people
Ah,
might say that that's harsh or that's
jeez.
wrong, but you know, we started off representing him, but you know, people can only go down the wrong path too many times, or hurt your name too many times. So
That's a different kind of punishment right there.
yes, sir. So you know, he doesn't get the benefit of the Lambino name.
The best lawyer in this state. If you weren't a lawyer, like what would you be doing right now? Running a casino or like selling cigars? Or what would you be doing?
You know, let me tell you, I would be living in Cayo Perico,
Oh yes,
running a
yes.
a
Hmm.
tobacco plantation, making those cigars.
Man,
That's what I would be doing.
they're so
I hope, and
good.
maybe when I retire, that's what I'll end up doing. But
Oh yeah, that's
you
not a
know,
bad
that's
idea.
see, that's what I'm saying. But
No.
the good life is in the islands, and
Mhm.
Cayo Perico definitely has the good life.
I got a
So
vacation plan over there in about a couple months. I just hope it all goes well. I know they got good weather over there. It is so I just hope we can
I mean,
really.
if you're going during hurricane season, you might want to watch out. But
Oh, that's why the ticket's so cheap. Anyway, what's one thing an average person doesn't understand about that good old justice system? I tell you, it's confusing to me sometimes.
you know, justice is not fair, and unfortunately, justice is not equal for all.
Hmm. Yeah,
And so
it ain't
that's
equal.
where I step in and try to balance that out. You know, you always hear of the stereotypical or the traditional, you know, the scale. You know, you always see those scales of justice. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
tilting either way. So
Hmm.
I try to balance that out for people because it is not a fair system.
You know, you've been helping so many people I know for years. I just want to personally thank you. You know, I just we've been uh, unfair criminal charges, not even not even remotely true. And I just want to thank you because you was always there for so many people like me. You know.
Oh, that's just what I do. You know, I try to be fair, try to help people out. Um, you know, it's not the cheapest lawyer, but you get what you pay for. Let's just put it that way.
Uh, Absolutely. No, I completely understand. Nah, I gotta ask you too. Like, do you believe in redemption, or your business just built on second chances?
No, well, again, I'm not the one. I'm not the one giving the
Yeah.
second chances. That's
Right.
ultimately comes
Right.
down to the judge, the justice system. I'm just trying to push them in the right direction. But
Oh,
absolutely a believer in redemption, and anybody can turn their life around.
that's beautiful. I believe in that too. What advice would you give young people? Because they be watching the podcast all the time. I gotta tell them to turn the TV off all the time. What advice would you give them if they think about being one of them lawyers, or do you just like yelling objection all day?
No,
That's
no,
kind of fun.
no,
Yeah.
no. Come on, Mr. King.
Mhm.
Come on.
Mm,
Now,
that's fun. I tell you, objection.
it is
Gotcha.
okay. You can object right in the middle of this podcast if you
I
prefer.
sure
But,
can. Give me that
I'm going to
guy.
object in your sermon next Sunday.
Oh no, no,
See,
Lord, don't
yeah,
like that. That's ugly.
yeah. But what I would tell the kids is, you got to work hard. You got to stay out of trouble. And quit following those influencers on social media and everything else. They aren't going to get you anywhere in life.
Mm-hmm. Ah, no, well, yeah. How do you balance your career, being a father, especially with your son out there trying to go viral for all the wrong reasons? How do you balance all that?
Work-life balance is the most important thing. I work hard, but I also play hard. I enjoy vacationing, again,
Mm-hmm.
down to the islands, or maybe up in the
Right.
mountains of Chiliad, or what have you. But that's how I try to balance it. And again, I still love my son,
Mm-hmm.
try to keep my distance from him.
Mm-hmm.
Still close with his mother, so we try to keep tabs on him the best we can. But he is an adult; he can make his own decisions now. So,
Yeah.
and maybe a motto for life or advice for life, but decisions have consequences. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They
he's
sure
learning
do.
that. You know that. You preach about that.
Mm,
So
mm, mm,
um,
mm, mm.
I try to keep myself grounded with that.
You ever consider running for office, or is that too corrupt even for you?
Oh, never say never.
Mm-hmm.
I did have my time in office in another state for a while before moving out to
Oh,
beautiful San
okay.
Andreas. So
Oh, all right. I sound now. You was a president or something. What
not the president. Not no no no. I was the
Okay.
governor of New Hanover though for
Oh. Mm-hmm.
that was before that was before you and I connected. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
so I did have some time out there, in the
Memories
South.
start
But
going a little bit.
I know it's okay. But now that we're back on the West Coast, never say never. Like I said, I'm not going to be practicing law forever. Maybe there is a career in politics, maybe not. We'll see. But I'm never going to rule it out.
Now, now, where can folks find out more about your firm? How can they retain you? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, so they can call our hotline 1-800 not guilty, and that's
Mm-hmm.
1-800 NTGLTY. Otherwise, you can reach us at lambinolaw.com. We do have two offices in the state of San Andreas. We've got our nice new building downtown,
Yeah, shiny.
Los Santos. Yeah, yes, sir. Right. It's one second. I got the address right here. It's still new. That I didn't even know it, but
Oh yeah, look it up.
it's
Look it up.
8073 Palomino Avenue in Los Santos. Otherwise, we're right next to the ammunition, because what goes better than guns and lawyers
That's
up
right.
in the county? So you can come see
Protecting
us in
it.
Sandy Shores. Either office, you can walk right in. We got a nice staff that'll help you out. Listen to your problem. Let you know how we can help you. We'll get you a cost estimate. Everything
Mm-hmm.
else. So
Protecting them rights every time.
that's right. That's right.
Before I shut this down today, I want to give a big old Sunset Coast thank you to Mr. Mark Lambino. You're a lawyer, but most importantly, a legend, and a man of about 50,000 courtroom wins. It's incredible. And you didn't have to pull up today, but you did. And not only did you show up, you dropped some gems off, like like they was candy at a Sunday parade. Much respect for you. And both to you in the courtroom, in the community, even if your son's out here peeping on, or peeing on the cruises and stuff, you kept it classy. God bless you for that. To our listeners, whether you're facing charges or just facing heartbreak, this is a podcast for you. We keep it real. We keep it raw. We keep it rolling right here in Sunset Coast Podcast, sponsored by Old Path Baptist Church. You know who's there, where the spirit moves, even if the record don't. I'm your host, Mr. King, and remember, you might not have a lawyer like Lambino, but you do got a friend like me. See y'all next time. Be safe, be blessed. Keep the raccoons out your truck.
Amen.
On the Sunset Coast, yeah, you never know who's gonna drop in or where we might go. Turn the dial up, lean back and toast. It's Mr. King on the mic from the Sunset Coast.